What's good? It's your boy NOG and welcome back to the channel. I've been away for a minute. I was away in Ghana for almost 2 weeks. I would say chilling. It's family land stuff, but had to get done. Had some fun as well with my bros. But managed to catch the games here and there. But we're finally back. Match preview: Sunderland versus Arsenal at the Stadium of Light today at 5:30 p.m. And it's a Xhaka derby. And on top of that, I caught some melanin, soaked in some sun, brought it back to London, and also we got new merch. Honestly, you lot actually need to stop me buying new merch. Real talk, Arsenal are a problem. And I've said this to people at Arsenal Football Club. They need to stop dropping merch because how was I going to see this shirt, JVC, Ian Wright, classic, legendary status? Yeah. Payday has just dropped, and this is not going to be in my basket and then be at my front door. Honestly, it's Arsenal are a problem. This is a cold kit. I just had to, but honestly, you don't need to write merch FC in the comments or something to deter me from buying kits every time they drop, because my wardrobe's looking crazy now, and I live in a small flat. So yeah. Anyway, fire merch. We're rocking it today, but we go to the Stadium of Light, Xhaka derby, and look, let's start here with Xhaka. This guy right here. First 5 years of his career, pants at Arsenal. My word. The most frustrating player I've seen. There's a few players that have annoyed me in the Emirates era. Maybe you should do a video on that. The most frustrating to watch players in the Emirates era. Because he was a big one. In that sixth position, he wasn't agile enough to cover ground. He would give the ball away cheaply. Red cards galore. Oh my days. Them years with Xhaka and David Luiz, we were just collecting red cards like Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We were just collecting them. Gotta catch them all. Real talk, because the way this guy was committing fouls, big games, succumbing to the atmosphere at Anfield or at the Etihad, like, it was only the last 1.5 years where he got put in the 8th position by Arteta, which ended up being genius. He should have gone long before that. And then obviously he had the controversy before that under Unai, where he told the fans to F off. But, somehow we allowed him to stay. He had a great 1.5 seasons. Could not believe that was the same player. And he bettered that, went on to Leverkusen and had an incredible season, becoming invincible under Xabi Alonso. And you know what? Like, for someone who had a lot of weight on his shoulders and heat from myself and a lot of other fans, and also from the mayor of New York. I don't know if you lot saw it, Zoran Mamdani, who I'm so happy. Look, I hope he does well and he actually delivers on what he says, because we all know politicians. But I'm really happy to see a young progressive leader as the mayor of a metropolitan city that is more progressive than the rest of America, where typically they appoint people who are, in my opinion, too old to run for office and don't have the masses' interests at heart. So anyway, long story short, I'm happy to see him there. And on top of that, he's a gooner. Sky News was at his conference and he expressed how excited he was to have Sky News there, because he used to watch the transfer window a lot growing up. And the Sky News reporter asked what team he supports, and he said Arsenal. So yeah, it was just gassed to see that. Yeah, he's also an Arsenal fan, so big up to him. But what was funnier was that after that, people started finding his old tweets on Arsenal. So let me pull up some of these here, because honestly, I might have to delete some of my old tweets on Xhaka, because I know people working at Arsenal now, and it's a sticky one. He said, "Me when I saw Xhaka starting." I can't play it too loud. One of the worst days I've had in a long time. What else did he say? Yeah, me when I saw Xhaka starting. Yeah. So my man Mamdani went through the trenches, survived Arsenal 11 to 2020 era. His resilience, I trust his resilience and loyalty as a mayor. It's honestly wild. Clearly, Mamdani is not the only one, and a lot of fans shared that sentiment. However, he's gone from Leverkusen to Sunderland, which to me was a bit of a shock move. Surprised him and his family would choose there, but him and Sunderland have done fantastically well. And he's led them, captaining them to great results this season. And clearly he has been what they've needed. Let's take a look at their results so far. So they last result was 1-1 at Everton. So they drew with Everton. They beat Chelsea the weekend before that, beat Wolves, beat United, beat Forest, drew with Aston Villa, but they got a red card. Beat Brentford, and where they sit in the table is fifth spot, 3 wins out of 5. I mean, like their start to the season has been incredible. They're literally in and around top spots, only 1 point behind Man City at this stage of the season. I mean, for a team that just came up from the Championship, you know, we haven't seen form like this since your Leicester type performances, and obviously not to say they'll go on to do what Leicester did because that was a freak season, but it's great for them as a club. And we're obviously going to the Stadium of Light. When we have a look at our performances, obviously we got a great win at Slavia Prague in the Champions League, which was a nice day out. We've had some injuries at the club as well, so that hasn't boded too well for us. Gyökeres being out with a suspected hamstring injury. On the contrary, though, we have some players back. Zubimendi's back in the squad. We have our back four, and that's going to bring some stability to us as well, and hope that we don't concede. But striker-wise, we've had to put Marino in, who scored 2 against Slavia Prague. So we're probably going to have to see him again today. Look, here's another one where in midfield, I just don't understand him as a football player. I don't get him as a football player in midfield. Like, I don't understand. Up front, he's a baller for no reason whatsoever. 99 finishing on FIFA. For how? Why? How is that even possible? But we might have to see him up front. I think Havertz is close, but will be after the international break. Will he, experiment maybe with Trossard, or I don't know what variations he might do. But look, today is a must-win game. We have to win this game against Sunderland. Man City play Liverpool tomorrow. That game is so critical in this season. Every game is critical. Every game is a must-win. We say this all the time and take it game by game. However, this is really an opportunity to sow doubt into both teams' minds by winning this game today and putting extra pressure on both teams as they go into that game tomorrow. Obviously, the ideal result tomorrow would be a draw. But regardless of who takes the points, we need to make sure we do our job. And that's something we haven't done in seasons gone past that we are doing this season. When the ops are dropping points, we're picking up points. And that's been a big differentiator. And also picking up points against teams who have been our bogey teams in the past. Those two things have been major differences to how we are performing and how we're progressing this season. And long may it continue. So look, that's it. We head in a game tomorrow. We currently sit. Let's have a look at the table real quick. We currently sit top of the table. Don't need to say any much more than that. We're currently 6 points ahead of Man City. So 6 points ahead of City. Tottenham are currently playing Man United, winning 2-1. I was watching a Big Six streams. That's been absolutely jokes. But yeah, 6 points ahead of Man City, 7 points ahead of Liverpool, and we've just got to do our job. Can we maintain the clean sheet and beat Chelsea's record? I think if we win today with a clean sheet, we equal or beat Chelsea's. I'm pretty sure we beat Chelsea's record. We need to keep that clean sheet. We need to, this team, this defense, we need to bake in this mentality. I love what we're doing so much. Like, we're celebrating defending like we're winning games. You remember John Terry at Chelsea? The way he would command that back four as a captain, and like they'd celebrate every challenge. They'd, Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, those kind of players. That's what I love. That's what I'm loving to see from every player in this team. So look, let's go for the win. Let's go for the clean sheet. I'm going to go 1-0 to the Arsenal. I'm gonna go 1-0. I think it's gonna be no 2-0 to the Arsenal. I think it's gonna be a tough game. I think we have the ability to maintain a clean sheet. It's good news that Zubimendi's back in the squad as well. Xhaka, who's played really well, Zubimendi's gonna have a tough job against him. It's our new six versus our old six. And yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Let me know your thoughts on the game down in the comments, what you think the score will be. And yeah, let's go for Sunderland and see how it goes. Listen, people, I'll catch you on the match reaction. Catch you in a bit.